Libra, happy August. I'm your cosmic auntie, the interstellar storyteller, and this is going to be your tarot reading. I'm recording this in August in Leo season, but it honestly could find you at any time. So whenever this video finds you, I'm just happy that you're here. Please stay if you would like to. It's interesting, okay? So this is how I'm going to start the reading because your energy, Scorpio's energy, and Virgo's energy all came into, I received these visuals that were very much your energy, but they had an unfolding tale. So I've started with Virgo, and then I was I felt instructed to go to Scorpio next and then come to you. The balancer, right? The scales. So here's the story. Here's the scoop, Libra. Starts with Virgo. The visual I received for Virgo is this shining sword up in the air with these zings coming off of it, sparks. They're kind of cartoonish though, but the sword was very much not cartoonish. It was very interesting. It was these big sparks. So that, and then it went to Scorpio, which was the sword being plunged, a hot sword, into the water, and there was steam that came billowing out, and I saw the side view of the sword going deep into the water, and the water was very blue. And then you, Libra, presented to me in this visual of someone with this big sword just taking it to a tree and hacking down this tree. And so what we've been chatting about in this corner of the zodiac is finding and sharpening aspects of your mind, being instructed by the heart, letting the heart and the emotions, the inner child, cool off the brain in ways of doing creative things for you, showing up in life in a way that you feel resonates with you, and being very firm on that, and bringing that tool, that sword that you're creating, to the things that you're taking action on in life, cutting down brambles, making more room for new things, new seeds to plant. And Scorpio, I just did Scorpio's reading, talked about, tuning in with the heart, and they got to the Six of Cups that came out, which is always kind of a gift from your inner child. So going back to things that bring you joy, honestly, and these could be actual things and interests, but it's also a state of joy, a state of flow, a state of peace, and your core. So very interesting. And then you whacking down this tree really gave me the sense of removing something very much rooted that needs to get out of the way. And it was this, you're taking this sword to this tree. I saw wood flying, and or maybe you were practicing. I don't know. I'm not sure. So we'll see how this unfolds. Let's get into this reading and see what's going on. Virgo and I talked about becoming clear and speaking up for yourself, and having a clarity of mind when it comes to yourself and your life, and not letting anyone thwart that, take that away from you. Then Scorpio talked about bringing in this element of water more, bringing in these creative endeavors, these pieces and flows of the soul, and incorporating it into your life, and having that also contribute to the sharpening of the mind. The mind needs to rest at times, and there's things that the heart knows what to do to create that rest, to create that flow. Call your energy back. Remember who you are, the depth of you, the multifacetedness of you, and And yeah, so it's very interesting and bringing that into your life. So if you feel called, please feel free to watch those videos. The first card that flipped out is the Three of Cups. So some of this kind of energy of blockages, and it could be coming from your environment as well, you know, these things that are causing that are getting in the way, and this tree was big, so there's this kind of nature and notion of it being there for some time. Some of you might be really feeling this internally, externally. Some of you might be feeling it externally, or both. Three of Cups is friends, community, work environments, things like that. So the Four of Cups is on the bottom of the deck. There's this awareness. I don't know, maybe you've kind of brought your awareness to some things that that need to change within you, to call in the kind of friends that you want to, or to maybe even just go towards those people that you feel safe with, that you feel honored by. And I feel like Spirit is saying congratulations for that. But going back to that tree, let's feel into that more. What's up with Libra and that tree? Eight of Cups. Okay, so yeah, there's something that just needs to be removed, that needs to be uprooted, that needs to be hacked down. And I sense that this is happening there's a certain way that you have been feeling, and now perhaps in August or whenever this finds you, you're finding ways to emotionally move away from this more. And maybe there's even feelings, like really big feelings happening right now when it comes to that, because this tree was big, it was rooted. There's very much like a presence with it, and the way that I saw the motion of it is like it's time for it to move. Maybe there's obstruction of view, or maybe it's taking all, you know, it's rotting in some way, right? Like, who knows, you know? Please leave a message, comment if this resonates with you. I love hearing with you, if you're comfortable, of course. But yeah, there's an element of like having enough with something, and then yeah, taking action and dealing with it. Queen of Swords. Yeah, the Queen of Swords is like that image. The Queen of Swords is like, has experienced the experience and has, you know, come to a decision or a clarity in their mind, and then, you know, takes action. The Queen of Swords will slice and dice. So there is a proper time for that, and there's an integral fierceness to that, okay, Libra? And there's a reading that I did like a while back, maybe even a year and a half ago, where there was this image of Libra, you know, sharpening their edge. And so perhaps you've been working on that, you've been sharpening your edge, and the Queen of Swords really knows how to wield their sword, so they know their mind. Right, they're pulling it out of that water. Oh, that's so interesting, because that's the image I saw with Scorpio, is this like sword in water. And the title of the video for Virgo was Scrappy But Necessary. So there's a scrappiness happening here when it comes to defending your peace and discovering your peace, even, and calling back your energy and really flowing into who you are authentically, and allowing that to fill you up more. And take action more from that place. And yeah, okay. Take action from that place and create that room to plant that seed and, you know, grow life the way that you're wanting to grow life. Maybe that, you know, sometimes the tree needs to move so that you can plant something there. And yes, you are allowed to have that say over your life, Libra. Yes, it is your life. It is yours. And sometimes it's hard, you know, you are very empathetic, you are very compassionate, you are very concerned about the other. So when it comes to that tree, when it comes to that blockage, when it comes to that place that, you know, like that just that blockage, you are allowed to remove it. You are allowed to use it. Maybe you'll chop up that wood and use it to keep you warm in the winter. And to me, that means like going to a place in yourself where you are noticing that you are blocked and bringing your sword, your weapon that you've been sharpening, that you've been, you know, creating to that place, removing that blockage and allowing that like light to shine in so that these gems of the soul, these seeds of your soul can root and grow and blossom. And essentially, yeah, bring in that abundance to keep you warm. That's what it feels like. It feels like this, you know, Virgo, you and Scorpio are all like teaching us and sharing with us this month about the absolute, like I heard audacity. You are allowed to, the audacity of living the life that you want to live. If it's harming nobody else and it's coming from the truth of you, you want to do certain things, you want to spend your time doing this and that, you want to move towards people that feel better for you. Maybe that's causing some shakeups. Maybe you've noticed some things in your environment that like need to change. Maybe you need to uproot, you know, or something. Maybe there's, yeah, who knows? I just see this like really deeply and internally. It's really beautiful. And like this is about to grow into a tree, right? So maybe it's the tree that you want to plant there. Maybe like this isn't even your tree. It's like there's something taking up space that needs to be removed in some way. And you can do that gracefully. You can do that with love. You can do things like that with love, Libra. That is actually a big skill set of yours. You can just gracefully address and choose. You can say yes, you can say no. And you can hold yourself to it. And you can hold others to it. And it doesn't have to be, boundaries are not mean. Choosing different things or changing is not wrong. And the people's responses to it, you cannot control. All you can control is your, you know, all that you can be aware of is your potential impact. And, you know, because the Queen of Swords can be kind of sharp sometimes if you're, you know, kind of not utilizing that energy to, if it's pent up is what I'm trying to say. So if it's pent up, the Queen of Swords can kind of get a little bit edgy. But again, Libra, you're allowed to be a little bit edgy. You don't have to be perfect all the time, okay? You don't have to be like cool with it all the time, okay? Like you're allowed to take action in the way that you want to. Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh, look at this. There's things that are budding inside you. There's things that are taking root, growing, expanding, like emerging. And they need time to, they need the room to grow. It needs the room, time to grow. It's growing out of the depth, the deepest parts of you. And from that, you were creating change. You were ahead of that growth, cutting away the brambles to make way for this. And it is very much you, your creation, your energy, and like this desire to, and this right to choose and grow the things you want to grow in the way that you want to grow. So the Emperor, yes, like taking lead in your life, Libra. You're allowed to have say over your life, your experience. Absolutely. And with that tree, like the desire to just like chop it down. It's got like, it might be rotting up at the top, like I said, or down on the roots at the bottom, and it needs to go. It needs to go. And that's internally what I feel. It's very internal, Libra. Like there's things internally that, and it might like be affected by external things and like lead you into dynamics that aren't healthy for you. All we can do is tune into ourselves and change the way that we go about things, or be real with ourselves, take accountability, yes, and speak up for yourself and assert yourself, and say that yes and no. But the real shift is being aware of those things within ourselves and going to town on them, and taking that weapon that we're, that sword of truth that is our mind, and breaking through those limiting beliefs, those barriers. There's things that I sense from you, Libra, that are expanding beyond that you could even like imagine. And same with Scorpio. Scorpio is like, really allowed this like passion to be folded into their lives, and there's a way that they're seeing it blossom. They got the Page of Coins too, and bloom, and bringing them into this unknown potential that they never even thought they could do, like whether it's this facet of themselves or facet of creativity, allowing themselves to take action on something that they've been interested in, and create the life of your dreams for the people that you, for yourself and the people that you love. Because the Emperor, the whole empire, right? There's a lot of people in there, and being discerning about who you are letting in your life too is very much coming through this energy, because you're like hacking down this tree. That's, anyway, very interesting. Some of you may be taking different, turns in your career as well, because the tree is earth energy, and there's so much earth happening here. The sword here with the Queen of Swords. Maybe there's a different direction you're wanting to go with your livelihood, or that you have gone in your livelihood and it's gaining traction. It's like getting roots. It's budding and it's exciting. And it's causing, you to be even more like impassioned to make more room for it. Is there anything else for Libra? What else is going on for Libra? Three of Swords. So here is the painful part of it, that, because I do feel it, like there's a some heartbreak here. Some of you may be really like healing and getting to a point where you're like feeling more emboldened and seeing the garden grow from that decay, and feeling that spark of life and that grounding and that growth through pain. The pain is really informing you, Libra. Where you're hurting, where you're held back, where you've been let down, and where it's caused a lot of pain, and there's painful memories. And these could be, like going into those memories and really validating yourself as to why they hurt, and now like removing them from taking up too much space in your psyche. That's what I sense, is that you're like removing something from your psyche so that you can feel more like you, like, and have more room for this like, ace of coins, page of coins, this like growth, this abundance, this beautiful plate, like just this, because this is just such a success. It's positive. It has this beautiful potential to it. This strong foundation. Some of you may have even started new relationships or started relationships that you're really seeing like grow and have learned from these places where you've been heartbroken, and have, that's inspiring you to make more room for this, because relationships are, can be quite confronting at times, and it's necessary so that we keep tuning into our shadows, or our internal, and dealing with those blockages that we get reflected to us through another person that we care about. Super, super interesting, Libra. You're very much freeing yourself, and have freed yourself, and are moving towards things that you are called to, that are growing and bringing abundance into your life. Some of you may be even sensing that they'll bring abundance into your life and are really planting that seed of intention. Others of you may have planted that seed of intention and are really starting to see it blossom and grow, and it's still in this like new way. It's still very seedling like. You're removing an old tree, and there's a seedling popping from the ground at the same time. Going back to it, you are allowed to have a say and grow what you want to grow in your life, and be protective of it. Like this seed comes from a dark place. So you've gone to a dark place. You have, you've been down in it. The Queen of Swords shows me that. I was just talking about the Queen of Swords with my guy this morning, and the Queen of Swords traverses the darkness and comes back to the light, and has that balance, because Queen of Swords is your energy, Libra. You lend your energy to it. It has that awareness of the rawness of life, the places they've been, and then still has an open hand, but strong boundaries and a firm understanding of their truth. Fully incorporating new ideas and being, open and adaptable, but also not losing yourself in that, right? Drawing that sword down when it's appropriate. And because you are a warrior as well. You're very much, you are justice, you are fairness, you are truth, you are beauty, you are these like beautiful qualities, okay? And you're allowed to, okay, remove the Hermit on the bottom of the deck. Oh man, it's like going into the deepest roots of your soul, your psyche, your being, the caverns of yourself, and dealing with, going down deep into the roots and cutting it from the, and dealing with it. You're addressing it. You're bringing that sword that you have created, you sharpened, it's all smoldering and like fresh from the waters of your intuition, of your watery self, Scorpio, your Scorpio energy, your depth. And there's this structure emerging, which is you. The rose here is so beautiful. Look how beautiful and blooming it is, but it has these thorns, right? Libra, I also sense like this is you. You are this seed. As you hack down these like things, boundaries or barriers within you, these blockages, these rooted trees that may be rotting and are need to be removed in some way, is giving way for you to take root and grow and feel strong and secure in the world and in yourself, and feel confident in what you're doing and the abundance that's flowing to you, and how you there's such a grounded nature. And sometimes we have to just hack it down, this is enough. That's what I feel like. This needs to be removed, needs to be addressed, you need more room to grow. And you're also learning you're allowed to have thorns. You're allowed to have a little bit of an edge. You're allowed to, it's very cool, Libra. Okay, let's pick an oracle card here, because the Ace of Coins, the Page of Coins, there's this evolution, there's this growth, literally. And you've been the Queen of Swords, you're learning about what this pain is teaching you, and being the intellectual that you are, so smart, also so intuitive, okay? You're becoming more aware, of what this pain is teaching you and what you'd like to do moving forward, and who you are moving forward. And it's very powerful. Making way for the garden that you're growing, which is you. Yeah, the heartbreak has taught you a lot, Libra. It's like you're really going into those places of your heartbreak from the past. And maybe it's this journey, this quest into the fragments of your, heart. And it may have healed. This is all in the past, this energy. So maybe it's coming time to really address certain little fragments of your heartbreak that you now feel comfortable revisiting, or maybe some of you are experiencing something or have experienced, because the Three of Swords has happened. So you're really examining these places of pain. You're examining maybe each heartbreak you have experienced, reflecting on each heartbreak you've experienced, and what you've learned about yourself, what you've learned about what you want in your life, how you want to feel, what you want to do, and also who you want to be with, and what kind of relationship you would like to participate in. Because when our hearts get broken, it is a symbol that we loved, it is a symbol that we've cared deeply. Okay? And so our love in that moment actually does teach us a lot about what we want, what is valuable to us. Our intentions, you got the Three of Swords that popped up. Our intentions, our hopes, when it comes to relationships. So I sense there's a lot that you're reflecting on in regards to that. There's almost kind of I just saw a whole flash of different images. So it's this slideshow or an instant replay of each time you were heartbroken, and extracting your energy and what is important to you, and letting that inform you about what you're looking for and what you're wanting to build and how you want to feel. And you're hacking down the things that are in the way now, the things that are still just I just saw now a tree that's kind of been cut, but the roots and the stump is still there. So you know, you've been systematically going through and chopping down these, like, you know, trees that have rotted, that you need to uproot and create even like a burn pile. And that burn pile is going to fertilize the soil, and has fertilized the soil for the potential and for the ability for you to take root and blossom and flourish into you more and more, and create the life of that you desire. So interesting. Okay, Libra. Being very secure in yourself and in your environment, creating structures that bring in abundance for you. Okay, we got 4, paradigm shift. Cool, whoa. Interesting too, like, again, Scorpio, I talked about like a door, like of interest, like there's been something that they have been interested in and they've kind of put it, and now the door is opening and now it's wide open. I sense that with you too. So again, if you're feeling called, go watch their video, because you're both just like not taking any shit. Sorry to swear, but yeah, I sense that. So paradigm shift. Let's see what that says. So this deck is by Alana Fairchild. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. Okay. Already, the first line. You are undergoing radical growth in your belief systems. Now is the time to challenge old attitudes and question previous expectations. You are in an extraordinary time. Great leaps forward can be made in a moment. The world you thought you knew can suddenly break open, and a new world can become your reality. Libra. I wish, you know, that is wild. That is so wild. Yeah, major paradigm shift. Major, yeah, like cleanup and emergence. I want to read that again. I want to look at that for a second. Wow. You are undergoing radical growth in your belief systems. Yeah, like there's things that you are removing. These may be belief systems that aren't yours, that may be belief systems that you grew up with, and you're like, whoa, no. And you're, you know, removing those things from your psyche, your being, your mind, so that you can, just have your own ideas, your own thoughts, your own truth. Why my hair is just wild. I have a fan right now, but yeah, making room for your truth. Removing things that aren't yours, that were planted there. Maybe they were planted there from a version of you in the past, and you've outgrown those belief systems. Now is the time to challenge old attitudes and question previous expectations. So yes, there's an element of being very real with yourself here, and coming out to terms and awareness of your old mindsets, attitudes, and questioning previous expectations. So yeah, you know, it's very interesting. I love this. It's such a great way to summarize this energy. Great leaps. You are in an extraordinary time. You are in an extraordinary time. Great leaps forward can be made in a moment. The world you thought you knew can suddenly break open, and a new world can become your reality. Yes, Libra. And you're doing it. You are creating your new reality. And I'm super, super proud of you. I love you very much. I hope this came alongside you in some way. I hope it helped you feel more confident in your walk in this earth at this time, and gain greater clarity and insight into what you're experiencing. Again, thank you for being here. Okay, I appreciate you very much, and I'll see you next month.